I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Can we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Weeks,
Yes?
Ms. Burridge,
Yes.
Ms. Martriano,
Yes.
Ms. Bernard,
Yes.
and I'm Heritage.
I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the minutes from the meeting held on June 10th, 2024.
I do.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Mr. Weeks,
Yes.
Ms. Burridge,
Yes.
Ms. Martriano,
Yes.
Ms. Bernard,
Abstain.
and I'm yes as well.
Next item on the agenda, there are copies of the agenda and several other things, documents that we'll be talking about later up here. Anybody have anything to say? Matt, do you have anything?
No.
Corey?
No, sir. So good.
Mr. Chicken?
Good.
Thank you. You guys all got copies of those electronically?
Listen, when I'm not at work, if I get them and I'm not at work, I don't print them.
No. Really good. Okay, item 8 on, I should say item 7 on the agenda is zoning inspector's report. And that was, there were 3 certificates issued in June. One was to Jerry Byler on North Park Avenue for a barn. One was to George Bowers on Hyderfield Road for a shed. And one was to Stephen Sprague on Thompson Clark for a deck. And that was submitted by the zoning inspector. Okay, you have a tale of woe for us on ADUs there, Well,
Yep. Let me tell you what's going on with that. I'm trying to get with Parker because they're in the same category as we are as far as what we have and what they have. They don't do anything in the summer. I did leave a message with him. He did leave a message back with me because I was working and I missed him, that he could possibly get together the first week in August. So, he said he'll give me a call back. Right now they're doing, he works in the Air Force Base.
okay. Next item on the agenda is the rear lot. And we talked about this last month, and there are copies of that up here if anybody wants to see it. So we had a draft, and I sent that to Jason Toth of the Trumbull County Prosecutor's Office. He sent the information back to me. I modified what we had, and what we now have is on the sheet of paper here. He didn't make many changes on it. He just had he added a couple commas and things like that. But section 44, which would be the new rear lot or flag lot, rear lot, also known as flag or back lot, means a lot parcel which is located behind another lot or parcel and is connected to a public road by one fee simple access strip that is part of the rear lot. A rear lot shall conform to the applicable regulations for the zoning district in which it is located and shall meet the following requirements. The minimum rear lot size shall be not less than 5 acres. There shall be no more than one rear lot behind a front lot. The access strip, which is the portion of the rear lot that connects the rear lot to a public road, shall be in fee simple ownership with the rear lot only. No easements of access or common driveway shall be permitted. Be a part of and remain in the same ownership as the rear lot. Have a minimum of 80 feet in width along its entire length. Does not have any buildings or structures located within it, except for the driveway serving the rear lot's principal building, structure, or use. There shall be a minimum front building setback for structures on the rear lot of 50 feet, measured from the rear or back line of the front lot. And we've added a graphic to show what that looks like now. So it should make it a lot simpler for people to. Like I said, there's several copies up here if you want to do that. Prosecutor had no problem except for a few, word changes and, he corrected my punctuation a couple times, but that's okay. He's allowed to do that. So anyway, we did not have the graphic when we sent it to him. We've added the graphic now for clarification purposes. Anybody have any questions on this or thoughts on it?
So it has to connect to a public road.
Yes,
Mhm.
and have an 80-foot width
Okay.
along its entire width. And no structures are allowed or anything is allowed, nothing is allowed on that 80-foot strip.
Ken? Kenny?
Yeah.
The front lot, what, is there a minimum size on that, or is that just?
No, that has nothing to do with the rear.
It could be an existing lot.
Sure.
So if you have enough property, so if you have enough property, say you got 20 acres, you got a house on the road.
Mhm.
You would have to have at least use 5 acres.
Can't be any bigger than 5 acres.
Oh, not bigger than?
That's
Oh, I
right.
thought that.
And if
that
they
was the
wanted, if they
minimum.
wanted to do something bigger than 5 acres, they would have to go to the Board of Appeals and get an easement.
Okay, well, So the minimum and the maximum both is 5 acres?
No, just the maximum.
Says less than, no
less than 5 acres.
Yeah, that's what I'm
It could
sketching
be-
too.
Yeah.
It says no less than
Okay.
5,
Yeah.
so
Okay,
It could
5
be
acres in the back.
bigger.
okay,
you have to have at least 5 acres.
In the
Yeah.
back.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, that's what
okay, I'm sorry, I misread that.
so if you have 20 acres and you have a front house on,
They're two, as long as they're two separate parcels, these
Yeah.
are different,
so
parcels.
if you have 20 acres, you got plenty of room to
As
put
long as you got
another,
80
have
foot
another
street-
5 acre
As long
lot
as you
in the
got
back.
80 foot to get back to it.
Right, okay.
All right, so for instance, my parents have 2 acres. We opened up 5 acres behind it with a driveway easement of 80 foot, we're good.
Sounds like it.
So the front property doesn't have to have a minimum.
Front property has nothing to do with it.
Okay,
They're two separate, that's where we got in trouble before with,
yeah, okay.
So that's why ADUs and rear houses are separate from a rear lot. They're two separate items.
What's the distance between the front house and the back house?
Pardon?
Or the front house and the distance between?
Here.
I missed
50
it.
feet measured from
50
the
feet.
back line of the front.
50 feet from here to.
Back to the front.
And back to front. This is almost identical to what Farmington has right now.
So all the septic laws will fall in okay because there's enough property and all that fun
That's
stuff.
up to the Board of Health and all that good stuff.
I think that's where the 5 acres come in. You gotta have at least 5 acres.
And if they want to protest that and go to the Board of Appeals and the Board of Appeals approves less than 5 acres, that's between them and the Board of Appeals, beyond us. But it's a place to start.
Oh, okay.
I do think the graphic added helped out a lot.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. With that, then, I would like to entertain a motion to approve section 44 and forward the requirement documents to the Tacoma County Planning Commission for their review and recommendation. Robin made a motion.
Yes,
Do you have a second?
I'll second.
Tara seconded the motion. Any other discussion? Roll call?
Mr. Riggs?
Yes.
Mr. Ridge?
Yes.
No?
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
Miss Marciano,
Yes.
Miss Bernard,
Yes.
and I'm yes as well.
And with that, I'd like to make a motion to have a public hearing on August 19th, 2024 at 6 o'clock. And as part of that motion, I'd like to reschedule the regular meeting of the zoning commission from August 12th to August 19th, 2024. So we'd have public hearing at 6 o'clock and our regular meeting at 6:30. And the purpose of the public hearing is for the public to review section 44,
August
19th.
6 o'clock.
Do we have a second to that motion?
Hang on one second. I think that might be the open house at the elementary school. Which I have to work that day. Hang on.
No.
Hold that thought.
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay if you're not cool with not being here.
If you got that going on over there, you're gonna get much people here.
Pardon?
If you're gonna have a public hearing, but you're not gonna.
I don't think it's going to interfere. with
Yeah, I won't be here.
that. If you're okay with that.
I'm okay with that.
Okay. I don't think it'll last more than 10 minutes if it's that long. Okay, roll call.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay.
Mr. Weeks,
Yes.
Miss Burge,
Yes.
Miss Marciano,
Yes.
Miss Bernard,
Yes.
Tara, are you in contact with Chrissy Weston that posts the stuff
I
on?
know she is.
Can we maybe get that notified? She usually posts stuff the morning of. And
Yeah.
sometimes,
I'll try to remember.
sometimes it's
Try.
That's my best I could do right now.
Or if you want, forward it to me and I'll send it to her.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you for trying. I appreciate that.
I'll give you my best. Well, I can.
Okay, next item on the agenda is, last month we discussed noise again, and we wanted to do a word search, and Tara did a word search for us in the zoning resolution. And we found that there are 9 times that the word noise is used in our zoning resolution. So we identified those 9 places in the zoning resolution. I forwarded that information on to Jason Toth of Trumbull County's prosecutor office. And this is, I'll read to you the response I got from Jason. I recommend that you leave the noise references in the reference sections of the Bristol Township's zoning resolution, as the references to noise in the zoning resolution are not for the purpose of regulating the same, but rather serve as a partial means to determine whether zoning permits should be issued in the interest of a general health, safety, and welfare. As I stated in my opinion of April 17, 2024, relative to the regulation enforcement of noise violations, RC 505-172B authorizes such regulation in residential zoning districts. Obviously, if there is a future challenge to the noise references in the zoning resolution, then the township should explore the removal of the stated noise references at that time. And if you remember, 505-172B has to do with liquor licenses, and only the trustees can pursue that, not zoning stuff. That's beyond us, but I was kind of surprised to see that. I thought he might want to have us remove the word noise in the zoning resolution because of his opinion on April 17th. But I was very happy to see that you don't have to remove that word there. And there are copies up here of where that word is used in the zoning resolution. If anybody wants that. Any questions on that?
Ken,
Yes.
is this in relation to the Bitcoin mining that I brought?
It's all driven from that.
Okay, so I guess is our defense in that is that a commercial issue that we'd be able to shut something like that down versus the noise?
Township trustees have to take the action. Zoning and noise can't be regulated by.
I'm not saying noise,
Noise.
but Bitcoin itself would be a commercial operation, wouldn't it?
Right,
So
itself, yes.
technically, they would have
Have to-
to
They would
set up
have to
shop and get permission to
In
do
a,
so.
in a commercial area, or go for a zone change, or go for a variance.
Okay. Yeah, I was kind of confused when the guy in Wyndham just kind of set up shop and got away with it.
Yeah.
Didn't make sense to me.
It's hard telling what their zoning was over there, you know, but, I feel pretty comfortable with this now. Any other questions on that? I want to thank Tara for doing that word search. That was quite an opportunity. Okay, we also talked about political signs last time because of Jason Toth's opinion here a couple months ago. So I sent him an email with a copy of our zoning section of section 35 that had to do with political signs, where it says political signs are not permitted. And I got this response from Jason on that one. Good evening, Ken. He does a good job of answering emails at night too. And I can send him something late in the day and he'll answer at 9 o'clock at night. So, good evening, Ken. I recommend that the quoted language remain. It is my opinion that public land should not be used to promote political matters. To this end, RC 9.03 prohibits townships and other governmental entities from using public funds to promote political matters, candidates, etc. It may be reasonably argued that allowing political signs on township-owned land violates this principle, which is a little different than what his original words were to us. And what he's saying here is that we shouldn't take that out of our zoning ordinance, which I was real happy to see that.
If before, didn't he tell us we had to leave them up there?
Well, that's the difference between
Well,
public
public's-
land and private land, right?
Yeah, but we asked about,
And
Our
the way
trustee,
the way the question
center.
was asked originally leads to a different answer this time too.
okay,
Because I was asking him if we should remove that from our zoning resolution. And he's saying no.
okay.
So there's 2 less changes that you have to make to our zoning resolution now. Which I thought was great. Any other questions on that? So section 35 will remain as it is. Okay. Meeting dates for balance of the year. We have a public hearing on our agenda says the 12th, but it should be the 19th. And we have a public hearing on the 19th. September 9th, we have a regular meeting. October 14th, November 11th, and December 9th will be the last meeting.
October 14th, one of November,
October 14th, yes,
November 11th,
November 11th.
it's a summer night.
and December 9th, yes. Okay, next item on the agenda is comments from the commission.
Real quick,
No.
November 11th is Veterans Day. Does that
Veterans Day.
affect your meeting?
Should, I mean, it's a holiday.
I know, I just didn't know if it wasn't allowed. Just figured it sounded familiar.
Thank you for the question. Okay, Tara, do you have anything to bring forth?
No, I'm okay, thank you. I'll try next time. Oh, I lied, I do have something.
Good.
You just,
Triggered your thought.
yeah, you
process.
did. What happens when, there are, somebody's property has bushes or trees? It's private property that you can't see anymore on a corner of a road. Who's in charge of enforcing that?
Is it a township road or a county
Yeah,
road?
township, but
Have you talked to the person and asked them?
no,
Cause that happened at my place, I just had them come over and ask.
On the right of way? Is it on the right of way?
it's in their yard. I don't know, what right away you mean like the approachment, like the road? It's in their yard, but it's a tree that's like overgrowing and on the corner of Thompson Clark and Hazelcraft. Anyhow, it's getting pretty overgrown and it's hard to see to pull off.
Well, we
Thompson Clark.
roadside mow.
It's not- It's not like the ditch, it's an actual like tree or bush.
Well, if it's on the roadside of the ditch.
It must be
we
a
would
culvert.
Cut it.
It must be a culvert part. It must not. And I know who lives there, but should I just knock on the door and ask?
Yes.
Try that first.
Thompson Clark and then Hazelcraft?
Yeah, so,
Dead ends there.
yeah,
Oh,
it's just getting overgrown there. They have a hard time turning left on the Hazelcraft.
I was just gonna say, when you come out on, when you're coming out on Thompson Clark,
And
you
going-
have to go way out to, in
Way
order to
out.
see, yeah, way out. And it's on the other side of the ditch there too, Jim.
On the
It's,
roadside.
No, it's on,
Yeah, the roadside of the ditch. If
But
you're
it's-
in, if I'm in the
it's
road,
nothing you
the
would-
ditch is here,
it's nothing you would mow with a
hanging
mower
over
though.
here.
It's nothing you'd mow with a mower. It's higher.
Well,
than
we
that.
do we also,
They were just out there the other day. I saw them. I followed them for a bit. So they just did their job. I watched them.
yeah, they don't, the roadside mower mows,
Yeah, it's beyond.
but we also have access to from the county, whatever they call
Right.
it. What do they call that?
I forget, but to
And
be able to,
They
mow
cut
the
it-
like a
tree line.
hedger,
they cut
like a
that.
hedger type thing?
Hmm?
Is it like the hedger type thing, but it's
It's a big
commercial,
hole.
yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
it eats it.
It's called something.
yeah, it's got a fancy name.
Yeah,
You might wanna check on it, Jim, because I pulled out,
No.
almost pulled out in front of people out there.
Yeah,
myself, in
it's-
fact.
That one and on the corner, I've mentioned the county guy before, the house on the corner of Hazelcraft and North Park, sometimes it's right now, it's pretty
It's out
overgrown
there,
too, yeah.
And the people that own that, are they elderly?
The one on Thompson Clark, yeah,
Yeah, they're not gonna be able to do that.
yeah. I'm not sure she could, I'm
Yeah.
not sure she could do that.
We might have to send our guys out there, cause they can't, do that. So,
well, I mean, if
Something
it's
that-
just one, so it's just,
like a branch or two that,
we
yeah,
need some,
block
pruning.
it or something.
our
I'd
lawn,
hate
our
for
mowing
somebody to get in
guys
an
to do
accident
that.
or me hit
Yeah.
somebody because of that.
Just go a different way.
I go that way all the
I
time,
know.
all the time,
Habits.
yeah.
You gotta write that down,
I'd love to, I'll give you, I have a
a
sticky
piece of
note.
paper.
Yeah.
Send him a text.
Or send me a text, you know, I never look at them, but go ahead.
I'll get.
Yeah, give me a piece of paper, that's.
He does it, cause also did you look at the tech, oh,
Okay, that's what I had, Ken, I'm good.
Okay. Robin,
I'm good.
Gina,
No, I'm good.
Carol. I do have a bit of information. The first draft of the latest zoning map is available from the Trumbull County Planning Commission. Trustees are making arrangements to obtain the draft. Doug called me tonight and said that he's picking the maps up and he'll have copies of it tomorrow night's meeting. So trustees will have to approve it and get it back to them. And once it's approved, we'll have to get it added to the zoning resolution. So that'll be another change coming down the road. Unless there's something else, I'd like to entertain a motion to adjourn.
A motion.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Mr. Weeks.
Yes.
Miss Rich.
Yes.
Miss Martin.
Yes.
Miss Bernard.
Yep.
And yes, as well.